How are you doing? First day of KubeCon officially. Thank you for being here. I'm very glad, excited to represent the SCORE project, a sandbox, CNCF project. So I'm representing the project, the maintainer, the community, the contributor, the user as well. Thank you for being here. So that for sure, Kubernetes is a key component, key pieces and key piece of building a platform, building what we call maybe an internal developer platform. But the reality is Kubernetes is not the platform itself, right? There is tools around that. There is tools to interact as an interface, to deploy into this Kubernetes engine and platform. And there is also other tool, CI/CD tool, maybe other tool to provision infrastructure and cloud infrastructure. So that's one thing. Another thing is maybe in your organization, Kubernetes is not the only runtime. Maybe your developer would like to deploy their application on serverless for some reason, on VM from some other reason. So let's imagine that you have, as a developer, you describe your intent to deploy a workload. So you could describe here via the workload specification, so SCORE workload specification. Here it's a SCORE file. And you say, I have a workload. I know the metadata. I know some environment variable. I know the port I want to expose my application from and to. And I want, at the very bottom of this file, you could see that I will also describe the resources that I need. Is it in AWS? Is it in GCP? Is it locally? I don't know. I don't know the platform. Right? And I hope it's Kubernetes, because Kubernetes is awesome. But as a developer, I don't know this technical detail, right? And that's where you could see line 17 and below. I want a Redis database. That's what I know. And please, when someone will provision this Redis database, wherever the platform is, wherever the environment, dev, staging, production is, please inject the necessary information to get the connection string. That's what this file is about. I'm just describing what I want, right? So that's the first step. But now, on the other end, as platform engineer, my goal is to support any deployment request of this file, of this kind of file at scale, right? So here, the goal is to bring what we call the SCORE, one of the SCORE implementation. And a SCORE implementation is very much about, hey, are you targeting a Docker runtime? Are you targeting a Kubernetes runtime? Are you targeting Fly.io? Are you targeting another platform orchestrating this deployment? Yes, sure, I will support you. And here you have a second opportunity as platform engineer. As platform engineer, you will be able to author and design well-supported golden path. Right? And the goal is to say, yeah, sure, you ask for Redis and a DNS because you want to expose your workload previously. Sure, let me write down the recipe with my cloud engineer, security engineer. Let me write down the recipe to provision PostgreSQL on Docker Compose maybe, on Kubernetes, in the cloud. Same for RabbitMQ, and name it, right? Kafka, Mongo, Redis, DNS even, right? So you will be able to describe this kind of recipe. In one picture, as platform engineer, you will support what we call SCORE implementation, defining your own recipe, what we call the provisioners. And with that, as a developer, you will be able to, and as platform engineer and the platform, you will be able to fulfill any request coming in with well-supported golden path. It allows the abstraction, right? The goal is to shift down to the platform and not left to the developer. So we are aiming to have some abstraction on the developer perspective. With that, they could focus on their code. And it allows collaboration with, again, security, cloud, observability, platform engineer, DevOps, to have more standardization, right? Repeatable recipes. The TLDR is one of the open source implementation you could find very easily is SCORE Compose. You install it. And you do SCORE Compose in it. You do SCORE Compose generate from a SCORE file we just saw earlier. And after that, Docker Compose up. Guess what? You have the same with Kubernetes. etc., etc. But the score file doesn't move, doesn't touch, doesn't change. And the code of the developer, that's the same. They could just focus on their code. I hope that makes sense. Here it's some links where you could get started. The goal is to have up and running Score Compose and Score Kubernetes as the two main open source implementation as part of this project. You could create your own provisioner on these two implementation. You could extend this implementation. You could create your own implementation, right? I mentioned fly.io. There is other coming in. And you could contribute to Score. We are very excited to have some different sessions at KubeCon. So please come say hi and ask questions, ask for demo, and please contribute as well. Here is some talk tomorrow. I will talk about Score and Dapper, how you will improve the developer experience. We have a kiosk on Thursday during 3 hours. So please come by with a maintainer. We could chat, show you some stuff, and maybe contribute with you. And we have a Contrib Fest as well, 1 hour and a half-ish. So please come at this different slot available during this KubeCon. Thank you for your time, and enjoy the rest of your KubeCon. Thank you.